an enormous evening. And we should also mention, if you haven't heard, Craft Hockeyville, the champion will be declared in the first intermission by NHL Commission. Gary Beck.
All right. Let's see where we're at. This is a game I've been waiting for a minute. So we'll get ready for Colorado, St. Louis. Evening, everybody. And they're going to sing the anthem in a couple of seconds, and then we'll get this game started. This is the game of the night. I'm looking forward to it. It's a good game tonight. This one here. This is battle of big boys in this one tonight. This is going to have a playoff atmosphere. St. Louis is now won 11 in a row. I don't think they win tonight. I don't. So, well, yeah, that's why they play the game. It's why they're betting like I am. Colorado should come out here tonight and flex their muscles for this one. And it's going to be a good one, folks. And this is going to be good tonight. I'm not doing Calgary and Vegas. After this, I'm gone for the night. I'll keep a looking on Montreal, Philly, because Rogers has made that their main game tonight. Shocking. Usually it's the Leafs is always number one. But tonight, over there, it is definitely the Leafs. Habitants who, if they win tonight, will begin to pull away from the Rangers. So, damn, look at that sky in Salt Lake City. It's only 5 o'clock in the afternoon out there. I mean, excuse me, that's not Salt Lake, that's St. Louis. John Jansen's at the game. Bennington against Blackwood. St. Louis wearing their light colored blue jerseys. As we're getting ready. All right, St. Louis, Colorado controlling the puck. Martin Necas. Oh, who's the Tony? This. All right, St. Louis on a power play for the Blues already. It's only 30 seconds into the damn game. It's already a power play for roughing. See what's going on here now. I just finished watching the Kings go St. Louis already. If this place is going absolute better. 1-0 St. Louis, 49 seconds into the game. So St. Louis up 1-0, folks. All right, Bolding with the goal. Almost 2-0. Good save. All right, Bolek with the goal. The Bolek makes it 1-0 already, the Blues, just like that. So St. Louis up 1-0, a minute into the game, folks. Just like that. You could tell by the reaction right now. St. Louis is coming out with a lot of confidence. Colorado saying it's early. But that could have been 2-0. All right, icing on St. Louis. And Bolduc with the goal. Beautiful shot, too. Man, my Lord, he was point blank range. He almost had a second one, but he fluffed on it. So, all right, Colorado controlling the St. Louis end. Makar, all right, backed it out. Tays, MacKinnon, good save by Bennington. So the Blues have come out like fire. Let me see where the other 7 o'clock games are at. Carolina's at Boston, Columbus at Toronto, Philly at Montreal. Okay, I know where the other games are at. We'll take a live look in. When we go to our commercial break, we will go to Montreal and see what's happening there early. All right. Oh, Gums. Ooh. Yoga passed the puck to him, or he would have had a breakaway. St. Louis controlling the play so far. The only jerseys I like what the Blues have is the one that they wore Tuesday night against Pittsburgh when they came back to win that in overtime. Speaking of Pittsburgh, what a game today for Sid the Kid. I'm glad that I ordered his jersey the other day. I'm getting kids and Malkins. Hat trick today for Sid the Kid, 4 points in all. 30 goals again for Sidney. His 14th career hat trick. As Pittsburgh stuns the Stars and give the Jets some breathing room. Jets win tonight. That's a nice 6-point cushion. That big showdown we're going to be in Dallas Thursday night for. There goes Coach Montgomery, 11-game winning streak. Max is a franchise record. Question is, Jared Bidnar, a 12-11 record in the division. Oh, so sit back, relax, chill, and do some hockey tonight. And I also will break into some NBA. Milwaukee's playing a big game tonight. So is Memphis. Memphis is at Detroit. So I'll peek in there too. Because I got to get myself ready for the NBA playoffs, doing the playoffs up here. St. Louis swarming the Avalanche. They come out with a ball of fire. Avalanche is the adrenaline flowing by the Blues. Blues beat them last week. We did that game last Saturday afternoon. Next Saturday, Avalanche at Kings, Toronto, and Montreal next week from Toronto. That'll be a doubleheader next Saturday. All right, the Avalanche are now on the power play. As we are getting it going here, we'll wait for the first commercial break before we'll go to Montreal real quick. So the Avs on the power play, it was big Nate MacKinnon. All right, Taves, MacKinnon, Bennington with the save. Here comes Makar. No, a good save by Bennington. If the Avalanche catch a break. Now the Avalanche have a 3-on-2. Boys MacKinnon playing like a bull. Wow, play. MacKinnon again, nice pass crossover. Makar at the top of the blue line. Back to Makar. Taves. .48 seconds left on the power play for the Avalanche. All right, the Avalanche keep it in St. Louis's zone. Puck goes out the break. Avalanche came very close right there. Thirteen seconds left on the power play. Necas, good play by Bennington. Power play is over. St. Louis has a 3-on-2 miss. Do they control the puck? Just under 13 minutes in the first. Oh no. Want to say by um, Colorado's goalie, he is getting peppered. St. Louis scores again. 2-0 St. Louis. Neighbors with the goal. He's been on fire. And the Blues up 2-0. Neighbors with the goal. So the Blues up 2-0, folks. So the Blues 2-0 up on the Avalanche. As they're singing here at Enterprise Center in St. Louis. Bang, right there. Wow. 2-0 St. Louis, folks. Just like that. I give St. Louis uh, their broadcast credit. They keep showing the visiting team's fans when they score again. So the Blues up 2-0, just like that, folks. Neighbors with the goal. Have a good neighbor. The Blues are there. So neighbors, 2-0, St. Louis. Just like that. But it's early. I keep saying it's early, and Colorado again. They don't suck, folks. I mean, this is a powerhouse. But tonight, so far, it's been all St. Louis. All right, the Avalanche deep in the zone, and see what's happening. 3-on-2. Good play by the Avs. Avs are doing it, folks. So let's see if old boy is doing it tonight. Got his laptop. Boy, St. Louis are swarming so far. Good job by the Blues. Damn good job by the Blues so far. Colorado's had their chances early, though. This game is long from over. So, under 11 minutes to go in the first, we got action already. I like that. That means I'm not going to be bored doing this game. I'm glad I picked this game because it's the best game of the night. Go ahead, move around. Ottawa won 3-0 today. Kings won 3-0 today. Um, Devils won 4-0 today. Crosby with the hat trick, they won 5-3 today. And I'll give you some early scores as I go around. It's gonna be something. These guys for breakaway. What a save by Bennington. I'll say it again, folks. This team changed the second Bennington won the Four Nations tournament. Here we go. We haven't had a commercial break yet. These guys are just playing. 9 minutes to go in the first. Blues just attacking. Colorado on the break now. Well, I know about this game early, folks. 8.5 minutes to go in the first. These guys are skating up and down. We got a couple of goals already. Bennington is looking in Stanley Cup form so far. But again, remember, it's early. And that's what I've been saying. It's early. It is early, folks. So it's very early. Finally, a commercial break. So let me go check Montreal. Then I'm gonna check Toronto, and then I'm gonna go to the Detroit Memphis game real quick. First to Montreal. Then we'll go to Toronto after that. Nice seeing Don Sherry doing commercials. Oh wow, it's good to see grapes. We'll give you all the scores. So, Don Sherry back doing commercials. Good to see grapes. All right, Philadelphia up on the Canadians 1-0 with 10 minutes to go in the first. Leafs no score with Columbus. Let me put it this way: if the Leafs win tonight and sweep Florida, they will have won their division. So Toronto's close to getting it done, and they'll be the 2 seed, and they'll either play Montreal or Ottawa. We'll keep it here for a minute. We're going NBA a little later. Milwaukee and they're all playing. Not all of them. There's only 4 NBA games. Nylander just scored 1-0 Leafs. William Nylander. So Nylander makes it 1-0 Toronto. I'm glad I caught this live. So William Nylander on the turnover by Jack Ravinsky. 1-0, just like that, 1-0 Leafs. Just like that. So the Leafs up 1-0. Just like that. Yeah. So Moss is saying what? Okay, Nick Robinson scored from the Leafs. The Habs need you. Auburn Tigers finished now needed in a big pool. Yeah, I'm doing the what you call it right now. 2-0. That's the game I'm doing right now. St. Louis. And St. Louis has looked good. Blues up 2-0. Moss is in the building. That was the I could have sworn I sent it to him. Let me send it to him right now. How about that? I will have our boy tomorrow, Ovechkin against the Islanders, and I get that game locally here, so I'll be on the air at 12:30 for that one and give Ovi his props. Wayne Gretzky wanted to hold back the tears, but his if you watched the press conference last night, I'll say it again, Ovechkin is not getting the love from the country. I mean, I went to all the jersey stores today. No one's buying that jersey. Plenty of Ovechkin jerseys available. So good day today. Watched the Kings. I watched Ottawa a little bit. Saginaw is going to be eliminated. We'll see what Flames decide to do. Fans very upset at Conroy. Shout out to my man Rhett Warner. All right, back to St. Louis. Right here, folks. You don't have to worry about a thing. Yeah, Mr. Miami. Canadians need you tonight. I'll be on 12:30 tomorrow to see if I picked that Ovechkin was doing in Long Island 2 months ago. It looked like I'm going to be right again. What else is new? Thank you, Moss. Yeah, that's I saw John telling you. Yeah, of course, especially Wayne. Did you see Janet rubbing him on his shoulders last night in the luxury suite? All right, the Avalanche on their second power play. Yeah, I did saw him. I got up at 5:30 for the Arsenal draw at Everton. Boy, Colorado's getting opportunities, folks. 15 left in the first. Colorado's getting their opportunities. Bennington has been outstanding. Necas, boy, what a addition he's been. Well saved by Bennington. Nice move by MacKinnon. Blues clear it out. Minute 10 left in the power play. Yeah, Makar, yeah. Four and a half to go. Another save by Bennington. Point blank range was Nicolishin. Avalanche, 30 seconds to go in the power play. 4 minutes to go in the first. Boy, has Bennington been good here in the first period. Gretzky got 894 in 2,479 games. So Ovi needs to score tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, he'll do it tomorrow. He'll do it tomorrow. 4 minutes left in the first. Colorado wins the draw. 20 seconds left in the power play. Another save. Point blank missiles shot by the Avalanche. Close range. I'll say about 7 feet away, and Bennington is looking unstoppable. 3.5 to go in the first. Colorado now peppering Bennington. Blues clear it out, make a change. 3:15 to go. Blues 3-on-2. Nice save. Too many good games and sports going on same time, eh? Nah, not to me. I mean, I think Toronto should easily beat Columbus. Winnipeg, Utah. I'm gonna check on that in a second. In the next commercial break, 2.5 to go in the first. I think the games earlier were better than the games now, Moss. I think the games that came on earlier today were better. Ooh, hit the post. Blues. Both teams are getting their chances on both goalies, by the way. It's not like it's been one-sided. All right, penalty on the Blues against. This is the third power play for the Avalanche. Maybe the third time is the charm. Minute 53 left. All right, go to the NBA real quick. I don't care about Minnesota and okay, Milwaukee, Miami's at 8 o'clock. I don't know what happened to the Memphis game. Well, Memphis was supposed to be at Detroit. Okay. I found an NBA network. All right, Memphis up 5, early second quarter. Milwaukee starts in about half hour. All right, Winnipeg, Utah. 1-0 Utah with 4 minutes to go in the first. Winnipeg better be glad the Jets lost today. All right, back to St. Louis. Let me do this for Moss real quick. Let me check on the Bruins game for Moss. All right, Bruins just scored. They're up 2-0. Lindholm, is it Lindholm? Yep, Lindholm just scored. 2-0 Bruins. And that's what I say, folks. Yep, up 2-0 Bruins. Lindholm just scored for you. So the Bruins up 2-0 in their game. In Columbus, still 1-0, leaves just under 3 minutes to go in the first. Montreal still down 1-0. A minute and a half in the first period. Back to this power play with this start for the Avalanche. MacKinnon. Back to Taves. Seems like the Avalanche that keep missing in these power plays. Here's Lindholm been famously more set. All right, St. Louis. Puck went out of bounds. 46 seconds to go. 53 seconds to go in the power play. So, Landeskog will be back soon. $30 to go in the first. Been an action-packed first period. I'm glad I chose this game tonight. Here comes MacKinnon. He's flying up the ice. No icing. Taves bringing it up. 10 seconds to go in the first. All right, end of 1, 2-0 Blues. Everybody's the end of the first, by the way. Let's go to Tampa Bay. All right, the little kids are on the ice. No score after 1. Boston up 2-0 on the Hurricanes. They're in a commercial break. Toronto still 1-0 lead with a minute left in the first. Robinson the goal in that one. Yeah, Van der Kane's going to play. Yeah, he's close to coming back. So Leeds came close to scoring in that one. End of one in Toronto, 1-0 Leafs.
Scott, all the offensive skills, but this is the point. You can't teach this. You can teach, your shot, you get better your skating, like the vision, you can get help with breathe, but to have that voice and skate that all the way up on your own and then make a nice hard pass to a safe
All right, it is safe to say that Lane Hudson will win the Calder Trophy. That's a given. So, Abs, I believe, have 98 points. If they win tonight, they'll be 100. So they'll be right there with the Stars. Abs got 98, Stars got 102. Yeah, they had to laugh at that because St. Louis is playing great. Again, I think it coincides with the Four Nations tournament. Tomorrow I'll do the Islanders and see if Ovi can break the record. Then Monday we'll be in Winnipeg Monday night. These Blues in Manitoba. Then we'll see the Blues Wednesday night in Edmonton. All right, Rogers showing off their cable network.
Stanley Cup playoffs 2 weeks away. Big game.
2 weeks from tonight, playoffs will begin.
Everybody's talked about them at some point. I'm sure both of you have. I haven't. Saturday night, Montreal's relevant. I think I have to talk about Nate Hudson some more. Two things you can't teach: poise and effort. This is the effort right here. Watch him pinch. Look at the effort to get back because he's got a forward covering for him to make this a 3-on-2 to a 3-on-3 and nothing happens. Right? Like we know that he's got all the offensive skills, but this is the point. You can't teach this. You can teach your shot, you get better your skating.
12:30 tomorrow I'll be on. Blues Jets usually have wild games. Yep. That'll be Monday night. I have to change the time because it's Amazon. It'll be 6:30 in Winnipeg, 5:30 with Moore, 7:30 with me.
Over 60 plus assists by the end of the season. He's going to be in the rookie of the year conversation with Dustin Wolf. But poise and effort, when you watch it, those things stick out. We did a whole PR segment on before Thursday's game versus Boston, so thanks for watching. Thursday better, there was some much better. Still, he's giving them pitch, so they got to be on the base. Yeah, just a coaching change. They have had that little bump. Okay, Connor, how about the Jets?
So they were the Jets with injuries, but started this one a little bit slow. So Hellebuck faced a lot of shots through the first period. For him, Ron, we were noticing that a little bit of movement was strange on the first goal that was allowed. So I followed a little outnumbered, quick passing play, but just kind of gets the 5 goal where he doesn't seem to push off the post the way that he did.
All right, Dustin Keller scored for Utah.
Following that up with some great business tonight, 2-on-1, he makes two outstanding.
And then you get Melina trying to tell me to do WrestleMania. Crazy.
Another nice pass save where he flips it out. This is something he's just double checking that stone that crease, that same post that he wasn't sure he got the strength that he wanted to on the goal that he allowed. So for Utah, even when they were on the power play, getting a lot of chances. There was some screens in front, so kind of just staying engaged. He was tracking the puck so well, despite a lot of people that came to the front, but it was high to low. So for him, just staying engaged. So we know that mentally has the confidence, but physically responding to that early, perhaps mistake in his form, very reliable for the Jets through the first.
Helmet sucks on today. Over to Toronto, they're up 1-0 in a goal from the fourth line. Anytime
So,
they can get offense from anybody that's not offense.
Moss ain't lying. It is the best playoffs. It's the first round of the NHL playoffs. No question about that. You ain't gonna get an argument from me, Moss. Wish I was charging my phone all morning instead of having 3 matches at once.
Especially a guy like Nick Robertson, I got a bit of experience coming in and out of the lineup, and it's not an easy thing to do, but this is kind of these guys' last impression, I think, for Craig Berube in terms of going into the playoffs, with the how Florida won last year with their depth, guys like Nick Robertson, Fox Holbrook, with Pacioretty coming back, not everyone can play. So last chance to make a good impression for coach. 12 days left in the regular season, Stanley Cup to be focused, but the great eight chase, remarkable 2-goal performance last night in Washington. I've seen you guys, the thing that caught my eye was Dylan Strome Buchnevich. He makes that great pass and then he jumps out of the way. He allows Ovechkin to have himself right here. That's there. This is so funny. And John Carlson gives him that grip. He makes a great hard pass, which of course only he nails. And he goes up to the celebration. Doesn't go anywhere near Pete, so that Ogie can have one. That was I just think watching after this goal, when they pull the goalie and Ovechkin doesn't want to go out, we know about the conversation with Stephen Carter. It was like, I know I want to go in and then break the record, which is awesome. I love that. And then Ryan Leonard goes up and scores his first NHL goal. You think the game's over, but it's not. He still goes out after this empty.
They took a little Ovechkin showing class. We drove on NHL Network all week talking about putting Backstrom and Ovi together, and he was trying not to take the credit. Drama wannabes, what are you talking about? I don't fake stuff in here. Yeah, I told you the facts. Oh, I know he don't want no soap opera WWE. They ain't getting that. We go to Jordan Hyman's ring for WrestleMania.
I think also the technical thing. We love the shot, we appreciate the shot. But for him, the details making sure he can get the shot off or find the space. He had 2 goals the other night to tie the record. For him, the subtle adjustment to make sure he presents himself to be an option in the dedication.
He was trying not to take the credit. Now give Boudreaux a little credit.
Love for the game and love for scoring goals.
And the humanity of going over to his got 2 sons. Sergey knows the way he goes at fist bumps when he scores, and he also acknowledges his brother. Sergey, his brother, was 24 when he perished from a blood clot resulting from a car accident. Yeah, just a very special night for Ovechkin. Line change presented by Sports Interaction. Every game is your game when you bet. It's Sports Interaction.
There goes beautiful Calgary, Alberta.
We are on the air from Calgary with the Vegas Golden
What a
Knights.
skyline in Calgary.
Incredible run with Brian Hickman's Stanley Cup playoffs after that huge win
No
against the
wonder
Necas
why
Thursday night.
Edmonton's so jealous.
On after hours tonight in Calgary. Line change presented by Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sportsbook. Bet local. There are the four venues awaiting the word from the commissioner of the NHL. Who will be Craft Hockeyville champion 2025? That is when we come back.
All right. After the commercial break, Gary Bettman is going to award either Quebec, Nova Scotia, Alberta, and I forgot the other city. I mean the other town. Um, the Craft Hockey Week Award. So someone's going to win Craft Hockeyville. When they come back from commercial, we'll all find out. Backstrom, Ovi, of course, you put them together. Sniper, Playmaker, Hole, and Oates, and Janny and Neely, and then they swapped wives. I'm gonna leave that alone. The fake comments about WWE. I told the truth about WWE. That's just a bunch of play fight. You see, if they started the third period, second. Is it the third? Is it the second period in St. Louis? No, still commercial break. Colorado outshot St. Louis 17-12. Sure didn't look like it. 12-1 in power play shots. 5:31. Colorado, if you look at the numbers, have dominated the first period, but I didn't look at it that way. I thought both teams had played well in the first period. Let's see who won hockey, though.
Concluded 3 hours ago. MMA guards over in Boston. Nearest platform is in Hollywood, actually Shelburne, where he's situated tonight. Tom Stewart in Sackville, and Hannah Dewar is over in St. Louis.
Crossfield
Commissioner Gary Bettman.
and in Alberta.
For nearly 2 decades, Craft Hockeyville has played.
So we'll get the winner of it. Oates went to Neely and Janny went to Hole, remember? I think so, I remember that. That's like 30 some years ago.
Share their stories and rally together, showcasing how arenas are the heartbeat of so many Canadian communities. On behalf of all Craft Hockeyville partners, I'd like to congratulate every community across the country that shared its story. And a special congratulations to our top four communities. You should be very proud. Now to the moment we've all been waiting for. It is my pleasure to announce the Craft Hockeyville 2025 winner as determined by a nationwide vote. Congratulations to St. Boniface, Quebec.
So Quebec gets Hockeyville in September. Oates went to, yeah. So St. Boniface, Quebec wins Hockeyville. They're going crazy. And believe it or not, they were talking about this earlier today. That is the rink where Marc-Andre Fleury trains every summer and where he played as a junior. They got the hot blonde. I'm pretty sure she's from Quebec province. So congratulations to them. All right, let's get back to the Blues game. Long commercial break. So I'm waiting for the second period to start in St. Louis. They're taking forever. Meanwhile, let's go around the league. Boston up 2-0 on the Hurricanes. They just started the second period. So get back there. Flyers and Canadians about to start the second period there in Montreal. Montreal down 1-0. Canadians on the heels, folks. On the heels of the Senators. That was a big win for the Senators. We'll be in Ottawa Friday night, by the way. We'll be in Canada Friday night. Beautiful Ottawa. Now, let me say this. I was going to do the NBA the second game. But if the Flames uh, gets close to Minnesota, we'll do Minnesota and the Flames late Friday night. Blues Monday night. Blues and the Jets. Now, let's look at the Blues. Let's get back to St. Louis. All right, NHL Network has the Utah feed, which I don't like at all. I think they do a horrible job. St. Boniface, a big suburb in Winnipeg too. Okay, all right. We're back in action in St. Louis, period two. Avalanche, the power play is over. It will be icing on Colorado. So the puck goes all the way back to their lane in their zone. All the little kids at the Blues game tonight. Get those little brats off the screen. Let's get back to action. All right, Blues controlling the ice right now. We're about a minute in the second period. Buchnevich just scored no more sets, so Moss is ahead of me. There goes the goal right there. A little ahead of me, backhanded.
Buchnevich gets that puck past that goaltender, but the real work's coming along close. Good puckers on the blazer. Rush under Thomas. Push them underneath.
As they're singing again like a soccer crowd in St. Louis. You think you're at a soccer game right now. I think the fans or cheering. Now I can say this game has been, even though Colorado's outshot them, Colorado's had more possession in St. Louis's zone. St. Louis is just making the goals, and Bennington is making the saves. I'll say it again, since Four Nations, St. Louis, because of Bennington. Bennington gives them belief again that they are a championship contender. I mean, this is a different club, folks. Both of these teams have changed themselves, and right now, St. Louis going for the season sweep of the Avalanche. 17:43 to go. I'll make up the thumbnail tomorrow morning early when I wake up for the Islanders. Maybe let's just say what it is. Ovi breaking the all-time goals record, something I never thought I would see in my lifetime. And you know what's funny, folks? It tells you how old me and Moss are. We saw both. We didn't see Gordie Howe. It's raining here in New York, by the way, Moss. We didn't see Gordie Howe, but me and Moss saw Gretzky and now Ovechkin. We're old, Moss. Just under 17 minutes to go. Yeah, he is. He's doing very well. While the Kings just 1 point behind Vegas. I told all you guys they'll catch Vegas, and they beat Vegas 3-1 in the season series. So if the Kings win out, they'll be the one seed in the Central Division. What a job by the Blues. Yes, another guy playing very well for them. He got an assist earlier tonight. St. Louis, folks. This is fascinating what we're looking at right now. This is awesome. MacKinnon, what a save by Bennington. 15 and a half minutes to go in the second. Yep, we saw both Gretzky and Ovechkin. Isn't that something? In both our lifetimes. Right, MacKinnon looking like he's ready to kill somebody. Bennington is looking this good tonight. Shit. That's right, folks. Bennington is on his A game tonight. You may get Blues Kings in the first round. That will be fascinating because both teams like to play smothering defense. All right, Bennington almost lost his stick behind the net, but he recovered. Morris rooting for Auburn. Let me see something. Miami and Milwaukee just started. All right. Chris Pronger now. He's going to stick with the Blues the rest of his career. I guess him and Anaheim had a disagreement. 1-1 in Buffalo, Lightning, and Sabres. 2-0 still Bruins against Carolina. Leafs still 1-0. Commercial break in Montreal. So you check Winnipeg real quick. Winnipeg down 2-0 now. Better be glad Dallas lost today. Meanwhile, back here in St. Louis, Makar trying to do some magic. Just under 14 minutes to go in the second. And I'm glad I chose this game as the game. Because this is a hell of a game, folks. I mean, it's a good matchup. 13 and a half to go in the second. Auburn down 4. Goddamn Bennington cost me BB's a cup, but won 4 nations. Oh, cost his Bruins a cup. Yeah, sure did. All right, see who's going to the penalty box. All right, St. Louis back on the power play. Auburn down 1 now. St. Louis back, and they're going to go a commercial break. 3-0 Blues on their way to another power play. Winnipeg sleepwalking tonight. They better be awake Monday night. That's all I'm going to say to the Jets. Because they think St. Louis is coming in there to the prairie and eat some buffalo meat down in months. They better be ready Monday night. Shit. All right, Adam Lowry is getting into it with somebody in the Utah game. 3:20 left in the basketball game. Duke is next. I guess it's Duke in Houston. Playing in the Alamo Dome. Adam Lowry getting very frustrated. Blues back on the power play again. I'm like Kevin Shattenkirk getting a standing ovation from the St. Louis fans. I tell you, these women are just dancing their ass off in St. Louis, folks. They are having a ball with this Blues team. Alan Lowry dad, yes, he was in the 2004 Flames, had the full red-headed beard. I'm not going to get into it because Adam and his dad's not that close. We, you know how that is, folks. Some of us go through that. I know I did. And it was ugly in my house between my two parents. But I'm gonna tell you something. My dad was one of the coolest guys ever, man. I love my daddy and I miss him so much. Ah, man. Tell you a little something real quick. He was a hero in 9/11, folks. He saved a lot of people's lives, and he survived that. For 3 years later, you know, he passed away from lung cancer. And my mother, to this second, is fighting that, as we both believe he died from the asbestos and those buildings collapsing. And one of these days, I'll pull out my dad's medals that they awarded him in a plaque. I keep that very close to me. Maybe when I do the new studio, I'll hang that up. Let everybody get to see about my dad back in 9/11. Fans on the shot. Oh, St. Louis scores again, folks. 4-0 now. St. Louis. This game is over, folks. These people in St. Louis are dancing. Zach Bolden again, his second goal of the game, and Zach Bolden makes it 4-0. Moss said the Bruins are now 3-0. This is why you can't take Carolina serious. Here's a Boston team, folks, that got a top five pick wrapped up in the draft. And look how hard Boston's playing. Dave Lowry coaching GM junior team. Adam was a Swift Current too. I think, yeah, hurt relationship. It sure did. The Western Hockey League. 4-0 St. Louis, folks. I can say it now. Total domination by the Blues and letting Colorado know if we hook up late in the playoffs, we got you. Complete domination by the Blues tonight, folks. Wow. And I know John Jansen's having a fun time in this crowd because you got nothing but fat Babushka Midwestern women dancing in the crowd with their blue jerseys. Yeah. You know what, Moss? I know about that because I watched Runway. That's the reality show of the Winnipeg Jets, and he was a guest one day. He talked about that, about him and his dad ain't working, just not working with, and I can understand that. I went through it. I mean, my dad left the house when I was 16, man, and it hurt me real bad because my father, like I said, and the coolest thing about it, my father was he wasn't even a sports fan. He was a big event fan. Took me to the Ali Frazier fights, Ali Foreman, on the old close circuit television. You youngins are too young to know what that is. Took me to see Secretariat, the greatest athlete to ever the most dominant force in the history of professional sports was definitely Secretariat. And I saw that Triple Crown, all three races. All I did was, as a 9 year old, looked up at the screen, see everybody going nuts. That was the first year OTB came out in New York City. And next thing you know, my dad is buying us barbecue for dinner. That's how happy my dad was. Unbelievable. 1973, probably my favorite year in all the years I've been on this planet. Dad bought me the old Bobby uh, Bobby Hole hockey game with the rods. Man, it was great with Dad. It sure was. All right, back to this game. Complete annihilation by the Blues. Avalanche make them a run. They are capable of coming back, folks, but I don't know. The Blues are just taking it to them tonight. And Bennington is on point tonight. I think, folks, St. Louis got bored with Pittsburgh, and I forgot the other team they played earlier this week. And those games went into overtime, and then they put on the Jets and they scored. Is this a breakaway? No, it's not. Give Colorado defense a lot of credit. They'll make a change now. F.S. Springer missed a ball in right field. Mets fake triple. Bassett pitching so good and no run support. Yeah, well, Morris, I don't know what to tell you. 7.5 left in the second. My dad liked baseball and hockey and curling, but he was always helped every soccer team I had. He was unappreciated by me as a kid, but I made sure he knew how much I respected all of his efforts. Yeah, that's me and my mother. Me and my mother don't get along, but the one thing I always tell my mother, who is down for the Avalanche? Wood is down. Miles Wood is down. His head hit the boards. He looks a little out of it. All right, Miles Wood got up, the former Devil. Looks like he's a little shaky, folks, and he's going to skate off the ice. So, 4-0 Blues. Let's go around. Let's whip around. Hey, man, that day here, September 11th, it really hits my heart. I remember a couple of years ago, I did a ceremony up here, Moss, and told the story to everybody. So I don't. To me, I've never seen a more tragic day than that one. I lived it too. I was scared to death before I lost my father, and my father calls me and says, "Can I stay over, clean up all that mess he had?" It was asbestos. I went to the laundry for him, washed his uniform, his security uniform. I'll tell you the truth, Moss. Want to hear something eerie? I always told people, because my father worked in that building for like I'm gonna say a good 16 years. And my father told me Tampa Bay up 2-1 on Buffalo. That first trial run was 1993, and my father said they was testing because a lot of those people was working in the building back then. And uh, I was there Labor Day 2001, a week before I met all of his coworkers. He worked on the 48th floor. Well, anyway, the second plane, my father went downstairs because at the World Trade Center you could do anything you wanted. You could pay your bills, you can go for a driver's license there. And my father went to pay some bills, and when he looked up, he saw the second plane land, and all the people that worked on that floor was nothing but grandmothers, women in their 60s, like my father was back then. And I met all the ladies, and all the ladies sadly all passed away. And my father never recovered. He had to go to therapy, losing all of his co-workers like that. It was a sad, sad time. Can't believe it's been 24 years ago. My God. Man. Miles Wood did, or Uncle is Randy Wood, the Devil too. Oh yeah, pretty cool. I remember Randy Wood. Someone's gonna get a penalty. I think it's gonna be St. Louis, as all the referees are gathered around. All I know is I saw a blue player. Let me make sure. So it look like Brock Nelson is going to the. Let me make sure. Turn this up for a second. All right, St. Louis another power play, goaltender interference. Gators back to the championship game. I was a big Gator supporter. I'm not saying fan, supporter when Billy Donovan was the coach. I always loved Billy the Kid. Lived out in Rockefeller. As they're still dancing in St. Louis, folks. Boy, they are doing the shimmy. Boy, when you get a bunch of Midwest women doing the shimmy, oh man, Blues on their way, folks, to 12 in a row. They have completely dominated this game, folks. And I know MacKinnon is going to have a lot to say after this one. Oh, wow. So, this has been a fun game to call so far, but I hate to say it, but this game is, if they get a power play goal here, you can kiss it goodnight. And I know that your boy John Jansen's doing that damn shimmy dance just like all the women are. So, folks, the fans in St. Louis are doing the shimmy. The women there. Oh, the women in St. Louis having a hell of a time with this Blues team, which is pretty cool. Don't tell me. Oh, come on. They almost made it 5-0, folks. They are peppering the Colorado goalie, folks. They are not letting up, and we still have a whole period to go after this. Bennington is the MVP of this game. Him and Baldick. I mean, what a rifle this kid got. Boom. Wow. Just under 6 minutes in a second, folks. Auburn guy travels, pump faking of 3Gs. Gonna lose his money. Now I before me Houston to win. Yikes. Before me definitely. St. Louis still got 53 seconds in the power play. Oh, that would have been 6-0, folks. If he would have caught that pass on his stick, that would have been 6-0. I mean 5-0, excuse me. Wow. I think the Avalanche St. Louis is throwing haymakers, folks. They're not playing out here tonight. St. Louis said, you think it was a fluke last week when we bullied you on your barn? Well, look what we're doing now. Blues after this game have 4 games left. Isn't that so? Does the Avalanche. Both teams got 4 games left. Blues go to Winnipeg and to Edmonton this week coming. All right, the Avalanche, look at that. They get on the board. I'll tell you who scored in a second, but the Avalanche. I think it was shorthanded too. So the Avalanche get on the board.
Went for the poke check here at the same time. I think he thought he could get the puck right there. Jeff, he actually timed it perfect. But ended up trapping that right at the last second before hitting the back end. But yeah, just unfortunate over the Blues and that comes. Now they got to refocus.
Game is not over yet. All right, Colton scores for Colorado. St. Louis fans stop doing the shimmy now. The fans know the Avalanche to come right back in this one. All I care about is that they cover the over under. All right, commercial break in St. Louis. Let me go to Tampa. 2-1 Tampa still with a minute, just under 2 minutes to go in the second. Bruins was up 3-0 last saw, still 3-0. They get ready to end the second period in Boston as the young Bruins just manhandling Carolina tonight. One of the greatest jerseys of all time is the Bees jersey. I gotta make sure I get me a Rick Middleton before the end of the summer. Toronto up 2-0 now, 4 minutes to go in the second. Look at this. Montreal down 2-0, 2.5 minutes to go in the second. You talk about letdowns, folks. Utah still up 2-0 on the Jets.
Not like hockey, here's Vince. Shed keeps it alive. Necas it right the backhand. So Jared Anderson going, finds it the side. Esselman the other way for Utah. Don't. The crowd is striving. Bane wasn't ready for it. Just a little too early.
What a day for Crosby. A hat trick, 4 points. All right, the Whites, Colorado Rockies just hit a 2-run homer. Braves wearing their alternates. Blue Jays up on the Mets 1-0. And Moss's new best friend, Angel Jimenez, is up. I got the Aqua box. That's why I can see all this right now. 4-4 Texas and Tampa Bay in baseball. Blue Jays up on the Mets. Jimenez is at bat. First and third. It's going to be bases loaded for the Jays. And I believe the Mets manager is going to make a change. All right. Braves up 6-3 on the Marlins. So Robinson scored both goals tonight. Great job, Warinsky and Quinn Hughes, but Makar got to be the Norris. I will agree with that. Shin can mark can MacKinnon. Morris talking about those women in St. Louis who was just dancing their behinds off, having fun. As we both talking about our fathers a few minutes ago. All right, the Braves fans are doing the war chant. Remember, the Braves started 0-6. Dodgers beat the Phillies today 3-1. Dodgers go to 9-1. Ball one in the Blue Jays game. Make it ball two in the Blue Jays game, 2-0. First and third. Bases loaded. How many outs? This is on the Mets channel, 1 out. So the Blue Jays can break this game open with a hit. Fouled back. I believe that is Alejandro Kirk at the plate. Yankees destroyed the Pirates today. All right, Kirk struck out on some dumb pitches. Yankees off to a great start. So I'm looking at the Aqua box on my cable. They have that, but they show you baseball's big innings. Toronto could have blown this game wide open. All right, seals up now for the Jays. It gotta be the sixth or seventh hitter. All right, George Spencer's up. Let me go over here and get this for you. Top of the fifth at Citi Field. I'm watching it live right now. Umpires cheating for the Mets. That pitch was low. As the Mets fans are doing this stand up and cheer chant. Oh, he beat it out, ref. Oh man, I would replay that to run the Blue Jays. All right, let's get back to the game. All right, Colorado has scored again. So I get my cover. I would like to see St. Louis score one more and really make me feel real comfortable. But the Avalanche, I told you, this game is now over, folks. And they're coming for more. 18 seconds left. in the second. So we have a fun third period in this game. MacKinnon, 3 seconds left. So they have solved the puzzle with Bennington late in the second. Malinsky scored the second goal for Colorado, which about 10 minutes in human time, they were down 4-0. I was singing St. Louis's praises. But I said the game ain't over yet when they scored their first goal. So I think Colorado's gotten St. Louis attention. All right, referee taking too long to drop the damn puck. He's going to drop the puck without the Colorado puck. All right, end of 2, 4-2. You don't see these women dancing now. So the end of 2, it got one 4-2 Blues. Trying to get you some other scores. Everybody's on commercial. You knew they were showing this in between periods. So Connor McDavid, I told Moss about this earlier, the skating drills, and Elliot Freeman is saying, Lord Jesus is coming back. I would like to see Connor back Wednesday night when we do Edmonton and St. Louis. I would love to see him back Wednesday night. Maybe Moss will join me.
Sword said they thought it was unlikely we'd see him, but the key is Pedersen has not given up hope on playing this year. So right now, at best, I think it's fair to say that that is uncertain. The news does not appear to be good, however, where Dylan Holloway has had a breakthrough season for the St. Louis Blues. Third in team scoring.
So
David skated as he continued to do on the trip. Just going
I was watching this early this afternoon during the pregame show. I tell you, I love that LA team, boy. I tell you. I was wearing the jersey this morning when I went, took my 2.5 mile walk this morning. Everybody was complimenting the jersey I was wearing. I remember when I wore the Ranger jersey, they were going crazy. Remember, I live here in New York. You read what Moss is saying? Melina in the house. Oh, tell her I said hello because I'm ecstatic right now. And Elias Patterson, not looking good for him. And hey, Vancouver just fell apart. What do you want me to say? You know? Tomorrow will be on 12:30. We will celebrate Alexander Ovechkin. I get the game locally here in New York. And he's going to do it tomorrow, folks. I told everybody back in February he'll break it in Long Island. Everybody thought it's crazy. Well, guess what? He's in Long Island tomorrow. And Dylan Holloway, who got hurt Thursday night, Draisaitl, they haven't discussed it, which tells me that he's hurt more than they let know. Melina in the building. What are these Met jerseys? Oh, that's Moss. That's their fifth. They got 5 jerseys. They got that one. That's their city jersey. The Chicago White Sox came out with the red ones. And by the way, congratulations to Miss Molina. Happy birthday to your mother. Congratulations to Miss Molina. She is 4 subscribes away from 10,000. So congratulations, sweetheart. Rangers didn't show up in New Jersey. Wow. Yeah, the Rangers are quick, man. That's the stack. Moss, what did I tell you? When they lost to the Panthers last year, Eastern Conference Finals, I said that that team is a bunch of sorry ass losers, but all they care about is offense, offense, offense to entertain those stupid fans at Madison Square Garden. Remember I told you that?
Well, this year, of course, they have the decentralized draft. Who don't like it at all. But there's already been a bit of buyer's remorse, maybe a bit of regret, and this might only be a one-time thing. From one of the smaller groups in the NHL GM's meetings, there was a suggestion brought up. Major League Baseball has what they call their winter meetings every December. Everybody gets together for 4 days. The team, there's players who want to
Moss, I
play.
got some news breaking.
And one of the suggestions was
I'll tell you in a second.
why don't in June or beginning of July, the NHL do a similar thing, the awards, the draft, and free agency, all in one city, everybody there. It wasn't discounted. I think there's some people who want to take it and see can they make that work. I think it's a great idea, but it's something that at least is
I got some news, Moss. Give me a second.
or anything like that that's on the radar to discuss. It's a great idea. LA, please.
All right. According to Elliot Freeman, the NHL during the summertime want to do like baseball's winter meetings. It will be NHL summer meetings. They'll have the draft. They'll have free agency where the GMs can hook up together, and they'll have the award show in all in one place. You know it's going to be in Vegas. You know it's going to probably be in Vegas, maybe Miami, maybe LA, maybe here in New York, Boston, maybe in Canada, maybe in Toronto. But that's an idea that a lot of, according to Elliot Freeman, a lot of the GMs like. I see Manzano's in the building. Teron Armstead retired. Good riddance. All he was a fat, broken down offensive lineman that stole money from the Dolphins. No, Ranger fans are not delusional. Ranger fans are, they act like nothing else exists but the Rangers. They roll their eyes at you. They look at you like you're stupid. If you like the Knicks, you know, the only other team I think Ranger fans would like is probably the football Giants, maybe. But Ranger fans are not into other sports. Most of their fans are blue collar, you know, construction workers, you know, guys who do plumbers, carpenters. That's most of their fan base, believe it or not, Manzano. Is a very blue collar crowd for the Rangers. Very blue collar. Good for you, Moss. You know I'm not following it. You know me. I'm so out of this year's draft. It's not even funny. Are Ranger fans like Yankee fans in baseball where nobody outside of the Bronx exists? Well, the Ranger fans live in the suburbs. They live like about 50, 80 miles from the city because they don't want to be bothered with nobody else. Are they like the Yankee fans? No, because Ranger fans, and this is what bothers Ranger fans, know that when they are good, the Knicks are the number one team in town. It's not even close. And I think that it's not even close. The Brooklyn Nets are at the bottom because of the owner. And I told you guys about Joe Tsai. He's a guy that if you're not paying him the money, he don't want to be bothered with. And look what he's doing in Dolphins in in Hard Rock. He's putting in 8 brand new restaurants. He's putting in a restaurant in the 300 section. If you pay that hard-earned money for season tickets, he's going to reward you. All right, who's coming in for the Calgary Flames?
Yeah, it's crazy. Somebody else's suit. That's bad. Not bad. I assume someone's on jacket. Not bad. The Blues brothers were debating suits for like 20 minutes tonight before we went there. I ordered I won the battle. My suit didn't fit, but I had the exact same suit.
You still have matching shirts though.
True. True. Montreal. So this as Gary said, it's frustrating, but it would be frustrating for them tonight if you're a Montreal fan. Yeah. Well, it was a bit of an uneventful period as far as scoring, but the top lines is just
So Montreal didn't get it together. Rangers fans like Yankee, New Yorkers that were from hockey states in Canada become Ranger fans. No, not really, Moss. No, the Rangers. You want to know who their fan base is? The what you call those people that come over to the United States? The foreigners are not today's foreigner. Most of the Ranger fans are Italian. There you go. That's the word. They're immigrants, and they've been with the Rangers since day one. I'm not joking. They passed their tickets to generation. And about 30 years ago, the corporates tried to buy them out. About 20 years ago, they took out the famous blue seats. But these people, because of their families, the Rangers are loyal to them. The Rangers fan base is a 5 time generational immigrant fan base. Most of the Ranger fans are Italian. They're either Irish or Italian immigrants. That's who their fan base is. Mostly Italian. Just like the Yankees were the same way. But because New York has changed, the Yankee fan base was mostly Italian back in the day. They loved DiMaggio. Who else did they love so much? Yeah, the Yankee fan is the Italian fan base. The Devil fan is mostly an Italian fan base. The Devils, the Rangers, and the Yankees. The Ranger fans have been there since the beginning. No lie, since the beginning of time when they started. And next year, they're going to have their 100th anniversary. They're going to throw parties for their fan base. They're going to have like uh, get-togethers, meetups with their fans. They already sent me the flyer. I'm not going. I'm definitely not going to that, folks. What? Rangers next year celebrating their 100th anniversary. Yeah, they do. That's where Triple H is from, Greenwich. Still lives there. That's the very wealthy people live in Greenwich, man. Yeah, most of the Ranger fans are immigrants from 100 years ago. So when you meet a Ranger fan in the arena, they're going to tell you, what are you talking about? My great great grandfather had tickets to this team. He met my grandmother at a Ranger, my great great grandmother at a Ranger game. There's mostly a family, the Rangers are a family orientated fan base. And they will never leave that Ranger team. And that's the reason why, seriously, when you talk to a Ranger fan, they're morons. I'm not joking. They have no clue and don't give an F about any other team. And they hate Dennis Potvin and they hate the Flyers and they cannot stand the Devils. They know those players. They cannot stand those teams. They know those players. They hate Buffalo because of Danny Briere 20 years ago knocking them out of the playoffs. Remember that series Danny Briere had? in the playoffs against the Rangers. Yep, the blue shirts. Yes, they look down to they play up to the level of their opponents. I agree. Yeah, I told Melina that the other night, but Melina wanted to talk to Steve, not me. So I got nothing to say to her, and I'm glad I congratulated her on her 10,000 subscribers. Great for her. All right, let's get back to the St. Louis game, folks. As I always say, I'm not a hater. Manzano looking up the Ranger fan base. I don't know why. We don't pay the Rangers attention in this town. We don't. We know how, who, and what, and how their fan base is. So we don't pay the Rangers no attention. And any chance I get to bury the Rangers, I do it up here. Moss knows that. Nice uniforms though. I mean, I got the. I'm looking. No, I got the King jersey in front of me right now. So, so. No, Brienne. Hey, Moss. Brienne is safe in that town. But they figure they love Tortorella, believe it or not. You know the media loves Tortorella. He's one of them. But Tortorella made a mistake by throwing his young players under the bus. And plus, Philly got four number ones and three number twos in this draft. So they already picked the player who they want, a rushing player. I gotta look at the central map. Let me tell you right now, they are so into the rushing player. 10 minutes away, Manzano. I don't go up there. But that's where all the players live. That's where their fans are. Why are you so fascinated about the Rangers, Manzano? Good. Oh, did it for me. I'm gonna read something about Tom Brady in a second. And Don Mattingly is in the news about something about him with the Yankees. All right, let me look at this. Still commercials in St. Louis, but the Avalanche is coming on now. What I need the Blues to do is give me another goal. Oh, I forgot. The Blues were plus 1.5, so I took the Blues. So the Blues can win by one goal or lose by one goal. I still win. Boy, I haven't seen Steve Ott in years. Big Steve Ott. Remember Moss used to always get into brawls? Oh, let me get rid of this bullshit. No, I'm not fascinated. I'm just surprised that New York fans They don't hate the Rangers. They don't care. Manzano, here's the answer you need, okay? One Stanley Cup in 81 years. Nobody in New York is going to stick around for that, bro. One Stanley Cup in 81 years. The 1994 team that they bought, by the way. We called them the New York Oilers. No, they don't care for the Rangers because their fans are a bunch of oxymorons and they don't care to uh, be level headed because, like I said, they're Italian, Irish immigrants. Moss know what that means. That they're stuck in their ways. That their great 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 grandparents were the first descendant of Ranger fans coming from Europe. And people stay in their ways. They like to be around their own kind. They like to talk to their own. They don't care about anything else. That's the Ranger fan. All right, Colorado. You can see they got life now, but they saw Bennington. So this game is a win for me. Moss, I'm gonna shock you right now. No one cares about the Jets here. New York is other people fan bases here. Like Dallas, Miami, they're 1 and 1A most fans in New York, followed by Pittsburgh 3, Giants 4, because the Giant fans here who grew up here, they saw them win 4 Super Bowls. Like Iman Perry, that's why he's loyal to the Big Blue, because he saw them beat Brady twice. And then fifth is the Raiders, but I'll tell you what, if Pete Carroll can flip that switch, there'll be Raider starter jackets all over New York City. The Jets are Long Island, Moss. They're with the Islanders. That's their team. Long Island's team is the Jets and the Islanders. That's who they support. The Islanders and the Jets out there. Speaking of Dolphins, maybe I'll take my platform down to Slattery's. That's the big Dolphin bar in New York. Sometime this season, maybe. I gotta see how the team's playing. All right, St. Louis dumping the puck in. 17 and a half minutes to go in that one. So I'm watching this live right now. No, we don't hate the Rangers. We just don't care for them. And this is not a big hockey town. Long Island is the big hockey town in the New York metro area where the Islanders play. So the Rangers, because of their European immigrant fan base, really, they're like soccer fans. Where if you cannot tell me, this is the way they think, if you cannot tell me at least 5 players on the team, you're casual. And most NHL fans are like that anyway. I'm like that. Moss, I assume, is like that. And again, congratulate Melina. She's going to hit 10,000 subscribers sometime this week. Good for her. Congrats to her. Tomorrow, Ovi, does he break the record? We'll have that tomorrow. I believe he will. I predicted he would. And tomorrow we'll all be at the scene of the crime. Moss, we going live Tuesday? All right, she's talking to Moss about Arsenal. Oh, Moss, man. I would say something, but you're right. They went crazy when they made that trade. I didn't like it because I like the guys the Rangers traded to the Bruins back then. I remember that trade like it happened 5 minutes ago. Look who's at the game. Moss, an oldie but goodie. The goon himself, Kelly Chase, is at the game. And guess what, Moss? No joke. His arm is in a sling. Oh, man. Well, next commercial break, we'll go to Toronto. Last I saw, the Leafs had complete control. And this is for Molina. Chiefs. Leafs win tonight, and they sweep the Florida teams this week. We'll have both games up here Tuesday night. There'll be the early games before the Vegas and Colorado Tuesday night. The same St. Louis team Wednesday night in Alberta. They're hoping that Jesus will be ready to skate and play that night. Oh yeah, I listened to Bubba and the boys the other day for a minute. It made me sick. Don't worry, Jesus is coming back. Oh yeah, Jesus is coming back, and we're gonna be just fine. Okay, we'll find out about that. Moss, excuse me, Tony. The reason why the Canadian media is making out of a big deal because Toronto is their team, Moss, and Manzano, and this will be their third division title in 58 years. Of course, they're gonna hype it up there, bro. This is big for them. Like I said, me and Moss talked about this before the season started. With the four superstars that they have in their team, and if I would give the Selkie out this year, I would give it to Austin Matthews. What a year he's had playing 200 feet in the ice. They're gonna go Gaga up in Toronto. They win the division, Manzano. And you gotta remember one thing. I know this is honest. You're not gonna like this. To a lot of Canadian media, you're still Florida, and Tampa is still Tampa. And there's a lot of Canadian media who believe that Tampa's two Stanley Cup wins was in the bubble. It's just the way Canadian media thinks. I mean, in the in between periods, the Maple Leaf game I was watching it. Now Ron McLean and they kind of giving the Flames some love because they hung in there. In Minnesota, and I never thought this would come out of my mouth. If Minnesota trips up, Flames got San Jose twice this week before they play that showdown Friday night with Minnesota. So if the Flames are 1 point behind them Friday night, I have to do the game late Friday night after the Senators and Canadian game. Well, that was a good hit by the Blues right there. Still 4-2, 13 and a half minutes to go in the game. So next weekend, Friday night, Ottawa and Montreal. I was going to do NBA, but I'm going to hold off and see how it goes with the Flames and the Wild. Next Saturday, 4 o'clock, Avalanche at Kings. 7 o'clock, wait till you see the thumbnail to this. Montreal at Toronto next Saturday night. Looking forward to that because both teams are playing for something. So we're gonna have that. Miss Molina, of course, I congratulated her on getting 10,000 subscribes. Young lady, you deserve it. I'll give you that, Molina. You work hard, girl. Uh, we all well, baby. And she's talking to Moss about soccer. Honestly, I'm just saying, I think Canadian media for hockey in general hates both. Yeah, they do. I'm not gonna lie about it. They do. They do. And they don't like Ovechkin either. Don't think they're so giddy that Ovechkin is gonna break Gretzky's record. They're not. Matter of fact, I've been hearing all week that Ovechkin is a one-trick pony. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Because he's from Boston, that's why. And he was a pariah until he got to the. You talk about goaltender, folks, that lucked out by the damn Penguins uh, trading for him. And he goes on to win two Stanley. He didn't leave them there. He's not Eddie Belfour, who helped Dallas win their Stanley Cup. Because he's from Boston, that's why he's a local boy. That's why they love him in Boston. And he made the Hall of Fame, which I was stunned when they done. Okay. Oh man, 13 minutes to go, still 4-2. Lynch and Blues right now. So next Saturday night we're gonna see Toronto all week. The two teams we'll see all week is Toronto and St. Louis this week up here. As the Leafs trying to clinch outright their first division title in a minute. But more importantly, it look like we're gonna have the Battle of Ontario in 2 weeks. It's nice to see the Senators most likely make the playoffs again. It's definitely nice to see Montreal. It's looking more and more. It's nice to see Toronto win a division title. What a and I said it when they signed him. Me and Moss was talking about it last summer. I said Berube's gonna put a foot up their asses. And now look at Austin Matthews playing 200 feet rink to rink, offense and defense. Good for Matthews. You get more love in sports, folks, when you are a great talent. Just look at Steve Eisenman. No joke, Scotty Bowman broke his ass down. He broke him down, he broke Fedorov down, and made them both complete players. That's what you call coaching. And that's going to be fun. And both buildings are going to be all three buildings are Canada, Social Arena, and the Bell Center. Barrasso was Buffalo, Pittsburgh, St. Louis. No, 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 Moss. Isn't he from Boston? That's what I'm trying to say. That he's from Boston, right? Tom Barrasso. Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure he's from Boston. Take a look at this. He made the Hall of Fame 2 years ago. The same year of Mike Vernon. That was the goalie Hall of Fame group. Henrik Lundqvist. Yep, I was right. March. He just had a birthday the other day. He had a birthday last Monday, March 1st, 1965, Boston, Massachusetts. I know I was right. folks, you can't put nothing past me, really. I mean, I'm sorry that I get people hating on me because I'm 95% right all the time. Montreal tied it. Let me go over there real quick. They're playing a ball fest now in St. Louis. Let me go to Montreal real quick because I'm behind when it comes to the CBC with the Fox broadcasting. All right, Montreal 2-1. Look at that. They're showing some guts now. 9:40 to go in the game over there. Let's see if Colorado can score. I think they did. Well, look how quick. I can see why Moss likes Colorado and Edmonton when they play. Moss ain't lying. The speed of the Avalanche, folks. There goes my man Jordan Kyrou. We finally got a Kyrou sighting tonight. Mace, is Brent Clark anyway related to Wendell Clark? I don't know. The former Ranger? I don't know. I mean, the Rangers is just a hard team to follow, folks. I never followed them. Like of the three New York teams, the Rangers, Islanders, Devils. I like the Devils a lot more than the other two, but the Islanders, the one thing I do respect about them is their history. All right, under 10 minutes in St. Louis. Montreal is winning 2-1 finally. I need another goal from them. Did I play Montreal tonight? No, I left it alone, I think. So, Manzano says, Mace is one of the main reasons why New York is. We don't hate the Rangers here. We just don't care about them. No, they don't stick their nose up in the air, Tony. They're very provincial. You have to figure it out. Well, all right, I'll come out and say to you. A lot of them are racist, Tony. A lot of them are racist. They don't like, for example, they don't like the Knicks. Why? There's no good white player on the team. They've been saying that for years. They don't like the Yankees. Why? It bothered them that the Yankee teams that won in the 90s and the early 2000s wasn't the type of team they would like. I told you, their great grandparents are the beginning. The Rangers are this territorial team, Manzano. It's mostly immigrants, Italians and Irish. A lot of them are cops. A lot of them are firefighters. That's the Ranger fan. Hey, speak of that, hey Moss, did you see Don Cherry's new commercial, bro? I watched it. I caught a little bit of it tonight. I'd say it's good seeing Grapes back. Remember what Grapes said is always he ain't lying. The GOAT of the National Hockey League is number 4, Bobby Orr. Don't you ever forget that. Very few players I say it's God's player. Bobby Orr is number 1 on that list for me. Secretariat, Bobby Orr. Those players are like gods to me. And I was so blessed to see Bobby Orr in his prime, bro. It was a spectacle. Houston versus Duke. I just hope Duke loses. Colorado a last run, 6.5 to go in the game. They'll be pulling the goalie soon. This game is going to finish quick. I can tell you that right now. We'll see the Avalanche Tuesday night against the Vegas Golden Knights right after the Leafs and the Panthers. We'll see the Leafs up here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday night. Oh, yeah. So, yep. This game has lived up to the reason why I made this the game tonight. Hopefully, Moss will be back for his fans on Tuesday. And Moss, they'll give you a parade. Trust me, all your supporters will give you praise. Speaking of that, Moss is nearly 1,000 subscribers. Good for him. Congrats to Moss. But that was one of the nicest things DJ Kuda said about me last week, and he's right. You put in the work and already getting people noticing how much work I put in. Now I should be monetized hopefully by Monday. I should be back monetized. And then we got a lot of things to do in this studio, and hopefully I'll get it done by Memorial Day, so I don't have to worry about it all summer long. I could focus on getting ready for the NFL season. Um, Moss is gonna love this. What I'm about to say. I will, even though this draft ain't shit, it's great for Moss, but um, I will follow the NHL draft depending on where the Flames finish picking. But if the Flames make the playoffs and they have a chance, they're not that far. They went tonight. They're only 3 points behind Minnesota. They play Friday night, folks. So if they make the playoffs, all bets are off, and I will just be pissed off inside, but I'll put a little Kool-Aid smile outside to fake it. But I'm not happy with this team right now. But back to these two teams. As the Blues, Montgomery now got this team rolling. Let's look at the clock, folks. All the 7 o'clock games are winding down now. And John got his message deleted. Morris's Bruins. Oh, good, hey. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a lot of Boston fans that are Bruin fans that live down here in Florida. Okay, that's him talking to Morris.
It is what it is, and getting to the Stanley Cup final is no easy task. So you got to get through those games at some point.
All right, under 6 minutes to go in the game here in St. Louis. I'm glad I picked this game tonight. I'm so glad I picked this game. Because these guys have been entertaining both teams, playing up to their capabilities. And no Jordan Kyrou tonight. He's played, but he's been invisible, which gives you a good sign how good this team is. Mace, is there one fan base that you feel for hockey that you can't have a rational conversation with? Uh, Probably. Wow. Boston, because of how racist they are. You can't deal with Boston sports fans. They're so racist, bro. No offense, Moss. They are so racist. When they come down here to New York for the Mets, Yankees, when I was a kid, a Manzano, they used to run down here for Bruins Islanders, the playoffs. Islanders eliminated them every year. Well, I would say Bruins is rough. Philly's rough, but because I'm similar, believe it or not, like the Philly fan, they accept me in Philadelphia because I'm similar to them. And plus, I don't like the New York team, so they love that. All right, 5 minutes to go in this one in St. Louis. When this is over, whatever game is still going on, we'll take you there. And then after that, good night, folks. Can you have good conversations with Pittsburgh Penguin fans? I don't meet too many Penguin fans, Tony. I really don't. I really don't meet Penguin fans. Devil fans are similar to Ranger fans, very suburban, really like to keep to themselves. They don't really talk to you when you go to a Devils game. Me, I let them know that I'm not one of them. So, Islander fan is pure suburban, out in Long Island, pure suburban. So, that's just the way of the world. 3.5 minutes left in this very good hockey game tonight. As they're winding this clock down, St. Louis is. This is a nice win for the Blues. A statement. 2 Saturdays in a row. They have beaten the Avalanche. Minnesota falling, but Kaprizov and Erickson okay soon. Back, I heard. Yeah, they keep saying that we don't see them, Moss. They keep saying that, but we don't see them until they're on the ice. Like we saw Connor McDavid today, and he was skating fine. And I text that to you. So you have more Philadelphia Flyer fans around you than you do Penguin. Yeah, not even close. We're very close to Philly. I always tell you, if I go to Philly right now, it's 9:30. If I go to Philly right now, I'll get there at a quarter to 11, very easily with no traffic down I-95 to Philadelphia. I'll get there easy. Yeah, Philadelphia is right here. It's New York, Philly, Boston, Hartford, Long Island, the Islanders, the Devils. We're all in close proximity. Now the Capitals, they're further down now. That's all the way in D.C. That's the mid-Atlantic part of the United States. That's what's called the mid-Atlantic. That's all the way down. Much more Philadelphia fans near New York. They come up here and fight the New York team fans all the time. Both. But Trenton is near Philly. Trenton is where Johnny is near where Johnny Gaudreau lives. God bless his soul. Mike Trout, they're down there, all the way down. Bruins winning for 5-1. Blue Jays up 2-0. Flames in Vegas, not really. 'Cause I know Vegas is going to win. Vegas, you look at their since they've been in existence, the team that they clearly have the best record is the Flames. They're like I think we only beat them twice. So I'm getting ready for tomorrow. We'll be in Belmont tomorrow, where the racetrack is for the Triple Crown. We'll be there tomorrow for the Islanders and Ovechkin. All right, 3 minutes to go in the game. I think Colorado's going to pull the goalie soon. All right, uh, Colorado's going to pull the goalie. I think they did. They got 6 skaters on the ice. Makar, another save by Bennington. Couldn't get it out. Another save by Bennington. Makar got the puck back. 2:26 to go. Makar, MacKinnon. So MacKinnon just scores 4-3 with 2:18 to go, folks. MacKinnon just scored, so it's 4-3 now. 2:18 to go. What a goal by MacKinnon. Since an Islanders arena is where Belmont's still there. The race is right next to the racetrack. It's still there. They're gonna have the third leg of the Triple Crown. They just built the $6.5 billion arena there. That's all they did. Not the whole race. It's been in Belmont forever, Tony. They just built the arena right next to the racetrack. And it's hard to get to. I can tell you that right now. Stay in our arena, by the way. I'm just that they're gonna have the last ever NHL All-Star game this year. And right after the All-Star game is the Olympics. Isn't that crazy by Gary Bettman? Right after the All-Star game is the Olympics. All right, 2:18 to go. Let's see if the Blues can kill the rest of this 2 minutes. More important, let's see if St. Louis can put it away and Colorado can tie the game. Minute 52 left. Here comes the Avalanche up the ice. Tays. MacKinnon. Minute 26 to go. Since Belmont Stakes. Yep, it's still there. The arena's right after is right next to the racetrack. MacKinnon getting his troops ready for the face-off. Let's see what happens. Final minute 26. Blues win the face-off. Minute 18 to go. Blues trying to clear. A minute to go. Fans are standing in St. Louis. See what happens here. 48 seconds to go. $35 seconds to go. Avalanche last push. Game over. Empty net by the Blues. And they're gonna win this. Fans are doing the as they're heckling the Avalanche fans in the crowd. St. Louis been doing that lately. Or did they destroy the Red Wing fans the other night? It looked so pitiful, the Red Wing fans. There you go. So the Blues win it, folks. They hold on in a hell of a hockey game. Just barely got over the line. And Thomas scores again. What a last 2 weeks for Thomas. So St. Louis will win this, folks. They held on. What a game. Glad I called this game for you. Glad this game covered for me. And John Jansen's going to go home happy. This fucking Avalanche team don't quit, folks. It's Bennington 5-4, 6 seconds to go. Damn, this Avalanche team don't quit. Give them credit, folks. Let me read stuff that they wrote. Since the I read that already. Yeah. What a blast by Malinsky. That's the second goal of the game for Colorado. Or it's too little, too late. Let's see who wins the face-off. All right, they're going to give the Avalanche 2 extra seconds. So St. Louis 12 in a row now, folks. And it's over. First time in Blues history they won 12 games in a row. So St. Louis holds on and beat the Avalanche in a very exciting game. 9 goals in this game. I'm glad I called it for you. For some of you, Calgary's the late game. Let me see who else is playing right now if they're celebrating in St. Louis. Tampa Bay, 2-2. So I lost more money. They're in overtime. It's typical fucking Tampa Bay, bro. They're going into a shootout in a minute. Boston wins today. Toronto wins today. Seattle, San Jose is going to start in about a half hour. Calgary usually start at 10 minutes to 10, so they're both starting a half hour. Montreal 3-2 with 39 seconds left. So all right, so let's see if Montreal holds on, and we will go to the shootout in Buffalo in a minute. 30 seconds to go. 27 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. 15 seconds to go. Referees letting them play. Flyers have one more shot. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. And the game is over. Montreal holds on. They're going crazy at the Bell Center. Canadians come back to win. As they're singing in the Bell Center, Canadians get ready to hop a flight to Nashville. All right. Uh, Thompson missed the first shootout goal for Buffalo. All right. Gensel is about to shoot his shot. He misses. So there's no score after one round of the shootout. All right, let's see who's going next. Jack Quinn for the Sabres. Let's see what he does. All right, 1-0 Buffalo in the shootout. What a shot by Quinn, by the way. All right, Braden Point. Shot it full blast. Couldn't get it. So Buffalo scores here, they win the game. Alex Tuck. Game over. Buffalo wins. And that means, folks, good night for me. I'll be back 12:30 tomorrow. It's all about Alex Ovechkin tomorrow. Good night from the Oasis, everybody. Buffalo wins the game 3-2 in the shootout. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.